afternoon, everybody. Appreciate y'all coming out today. Good week for Houston sports last week with the Owls getting the win on Thursday and the Astros wrapping up the World Series on Saturday. So glad we could be a small part of that. Pretty cool for our team to get that win, to have the response that we needed, to do the things we needed to do on a short week to make sure that we were prepared for that game Thursday night. And I talked to you guys about it, like how our guys had to be pros. They had to take every walkthrough like it was a game rep, and really proud of the fact that they did that. Watching the film back, I think we're doing a lot of good things as a team. There's no doubt about that. Defensively, we're getting hats to the ball. We are pursuing the ball carrier. We are, again, like there's times in literally the end zone where you see 10 hats hitting the football and the 11th one coming in to the frame as well. So that's good defense. I think the pressure we're getting on the quarterback with Trey Schumann, Josh Piercy, Kenna, guys like Quent Titre that are affecting the game, Blake Banish, Braylon, like those guys, the fact that we're getting those 10 quarterback hits in both the last two games is just a phenomenal number to a great way to affect the decision maker, and it's helping the rest of our defense. Offensively, scoring 37 points, getting the ball back with a chance to go win it and coming through like that was really good. I thought our third down performance was really good, to be at 62% and to average 8 yards per play. Those are big time offensive numbers. Really proud of our guys for coming together and doing that. It obviously doesn't happen without some great individual performances like what TJ did, what Bradley did. Thought our both running backs affected the game. When I talk about Cam and Juma, and then also like Uriah coming into the game in the short yards and goal line stuff and just being phenomenal. So all those guys are doing a great job. And we gave the offensive player of the game to the whole offensive line because I thought they took a major step forward. I thought they handled movement incredibly well and opened up some lanes for our run game. So that was exciting, and also big time protection every time they were called upon. And our special teams were back to being special. UTEP has a incredibly scary kickoff return, and everyone that they returned, their average starting field position was 15.6 yard line. So that's a heck of a day. We put a lot of our defensive players on that team and kind of came up aces. Still talking about the special teams world. Every scoring opportunity we had, field goals and PATs, they went through the pipes. So good day there as well. We are keenly aware of the challenge ahead of us in the next few weeks, and we know exactly where we sit, and we know we got a lot on the line, but our focus is simply on a very, very good Western Kentucky team. I watched their film. I think they're exceptional players, and I think they got great schemes, and I think this is an unreal challenge for us. I just think they're a great team, a very talented operation, and they're very well coached. Tyson Hilton's doing a great job with those guys. So we're looking forward to this challenge. We're looking forward to practicing today. And with that, I'll open up for any questions.
So you're looking at Western Kentucky, couple new faces on there here. What do you see for that Austin Reed?
Yeah, well, let's talk last year in particular, right? With Bailey Zappi. I mean, just a phenomenal pocket passer, made every throw on the field, and was incredible. And he's had great games in the National Football League this year as a rookie. So I think the talent's pretty unquestionable there, and what Bailey Zappi was. This year, when you talk about Austin Reed, I think you're getting a winner, a guy who's won a Division II national title at West Florida, a guy who's doing a great job. This offense looks a little different within him in there, his willingness to run and the fact that he is truly a dual threat. So I think he brings a lot to the table, and, they're moving the sticks at a great rate, and they're putting the ball in the box. I mean, you look against a conference opponent, they scored 73 points, and that's pretty crazy in 2022.
What did you see with y'all on the defensive front? This is another quarterback who's going to air it out. Do you feel you're better equipped now than you were the past couple of weeks, or for your healthier, you kind of figured things out, like team-wise, and you think you'll be able to match up better?
Yeah, I do. And everybody we get back from an injury is obviously a bonus. And we look forward to welcoming some of those guys back to practice today. And that'll be great. But, whoever we put out there, we've got to have great confidence in them to be able to stop the run. And we've got to be able to have the confidence they can do their job when they're asked to cover. And, Coach Smith is doing a great job mixing up those things in terms of whether we're putting an extra hat in the box, whether we're disguising looks, whether we're doing something that's coverage centric. But the bottom line for our defense right now is on first and second down, I think we're doing some really productive things. There's still too many times where we get somebody into third and long and we're allowing them to move the sticks. And that's something that we're continually working on. You look back to the last two games, and to have a 3rd and 14 and a 3rd and 16 converted on the ground is not what we want. You know, that's not what we want to get done. We want to be able to load the coverage zones and still rally up and make those plays. And in each of those examples, you either had somebody miss an assignment or somebody with a hand on the ball carrier where it would have been well short of the first down marker, and we didn't make the play. So we just got to continue to trust and believe in what Coach Smith's presenting, and then we got to make the plays that are there for us, and we'll be just fine.
After the bye week, actually, y'all are better on 3rd and short. Y'all are getting off the field on defense wrong and then far 3rd long.
Wow.
Yeah, is that have you ever been a part of a defense that has a flip switch like that? It should be easier the other way.
It sure should. I'm sure Coach Smith's aware of that stat. That's not one I knew coming in here today. But yeah, well, I mean, just in general, we have to get off the field on third down. And certainly when we put them in a 3rd and long situation, we've got to be able to get off the grass.
Coaching.
Yeah, I think we always want to play well. I mean, as you know, it's why we work so hard. It's why we all practice, and it's why you do everything you do from January till the start of camp and everything you do week to week. So I think it's critical when you look at it's one of 12 promised opportunities, but it's the next one. And that's why like all our focus has to go there. And you know how like I love to talk about the word process, and I believe in it so thoroughly that like our focus has to be on this one. So why do we have to play well? Because it's the game in front of us, and it's the one we have any control over right now. And so that's why we got to have the best Tuesday of the year, and then try to put our best foot forward and go have a great performance Saturday. And if we can do what we need to do, we'll have a great party in the locker room after.
How do you manage their game?
Yeah, I think that's what's different about them this year is their run game has been very productive. And some of it's quarterback driven, but some of it's they're just blocking things better and the running back's doing a great job. So it's a great challenge because what we don't want to do is we don't want to feel like we have to leave our cornerbacks on an island an entire game against a team that throws incredibly well just to stop the run. So we've got to do great things in terms of disguising what we're doing, whether it's pressure, whether it's coverage, or whether it's stay and play, but just having an extra hat in the box. But the big thing we've got to do is we got to win our one-on-ones. When we win our one-on-ones, like Coach Smith's always going to have these guys positioned so that we're not a gap down. We're never a gap down. So as long as we do our jobs and win our one-on-ones, we're going to be just fine stopping the run. And then the throw game is going to come to light. We've got to make plays. We've got to play that thing top down. And we've got to rally to the football like we've been doing. I really do think what we did last game in terms of stopping the ball carrier and not letting any leaky yards happen is a key to success for our defense in the run game. And then if we can make anybody one-dimensional, we love when our guys can pin their ears back and go.
Is this a game where we kind of focus on time possession?
Yeah, well, putting it in the box. But I think the more, like if we can limit this to a 9 or 10 possession game, that's advantageous for our team. And so, and how we do that is not just, hey, just running the ball to run the ball. It's moving the sticks. The best defense we can play is when our defense is on the bench and our offense is getting another first down. And we know that. And that's going to be extremely important against this team because I really do believe like this team is phenomenally talented on offense and defense. Like I look at them and there's not a whole lot of holes. Like they really play well on defense. They're really good at all three levels. On offense, they're really making plays all across the board. So we're going to have to play incredibly well. And so if we can limit the possessions and keep our defense off the field, the more the better. And we just have to make sure that in addition to holding the ball, we put points on the board. So if we can get those drives to end in points and more often than not end up in the box, then we'll have a heck of a football game on our hands Saturday.
Oh, you got 3 games left and only one. So, you got to reflect about
Yeah, but you got to remember like where this team was and like what we put on the goal board at the beginning of the year. And it was have a chance to play for the conference title, go to a bowl game and win. So there's all kinds of macro things out there. And to be quite honest, if we don't do our job this week, some of those probably die. Like some of those goals die. And we just don't want to let those goals die. So we're going to keep fighting the fight. We're going to go out there and try to perform our best on Saturday. And if we can get the desired result, then we'll try to do it again the next week to keep everything still alive. But you're right. We need one game to go to a bowl, but we just have to remember that that wasn't our only goal this year. And this team's just worked too hard to keep those things in front of them and to keep making November a big deal. Well, I don't know about that now. Yeah, but look at the conference rankings. Look at the top offense and top defense. And there's a lot of cases where those three teams are at the top of those standards. But then there's also some where Rice is interspersed in those top three. And so, like, we're not a bad football team either. And we've worked really hard to be in this position. And quite frankly, none of them are going to be USC. You know, like, so we've played some good football teams and we battled toe to toe with some good football teams. And when you look at what we were able to do with, you know, some of the games that even we lost, where those guys are having some success now. And so I worry about, like, yes, those are big three games, but we talked about it the other way. I showed it on the board. It's like, hey, we're the 4th ranked team in Conference USA. You've got 3 games left and it's against all 3 above you. Like, what else can you ask for? So that's the reality. Is it tough? Sure. Is Western Kentucky a tough game this week? It absolutely is. But we're going to do what we do and focus on the Rice Owls.
You know, it's not about all 3 of those teams. Outstanding. You win all 3 of those games. You're going to hold a couple of good titles.
Yes. Yeah, you'll have you'd need a little help to host, but there's a really good chance you'll play for this thing. And that's what we want. We want to make that our reality. And it has to start this week and it has to start today at practice. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. We'll keep having these fun press conferences. I like these. We hope so. He's going to be on the grass today. Wiley Green threw yesterday. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming back right now.
Can talk about a couple of guys who have helped me. We had some big plays to get here. Guys sitting over here next to us. You have to be selective in this world of the transfer portal, bringing in the right guys that can plug and play. Quent's had a couple big thrashers. Isaiah had a big catch last week and a couple. Like, how big have they been for getting y'all this point? How much did you need them? So
Yeah, I think first it's worth talking about, like, the transfer world, as you alluded to. Like, what did Forrest Gump say? Like, life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I mean, that's certainly true in the transfer portal. And we try to make sure we're doing our due diligence and do all of our homework. And obviously, these are 2 success stories, and that's really cool when that comes to fruition. But very different. Like, Quent's from right here in Houston, goes to ACU, and but he's a Ridgepoint kid, and he knows about Rice, and he's got Chike on the team, and KK's known him forever. So, like, he'd come to our spring ball practices, and it wasn't like a whole lot of recruiting going on. It was kind of like, hey, like, this is really good for you. Could be really good for us. Like, what are we doing here? And so it was great that worked out. Isaiah, I'm not exactly sure how we found out about him, but I remember the first time I got on the phone with him, Coach Kershaw got me on the phone, and I was like, man, I really like this dude. And I was like, let's go get him. And so then Coach Tui and Coach Kershaw flew out and spent some time with him in Arizona. I was supposed to be there, but I got stuck in San Francisco because of the morning fog. So I didn't make it to that one, but I got to go hang out with him the next week. And I was like, man, this is going to be really good. So I really felt good about bringing both those guys to our team. They've fit in incredibly well. And then you talk about the plays that they're making. Yeah, Quent is a guy that's in there, whether it's run or pass. He's doing a great job, has had some good pressures, has had some great tackles, and just continues to grow in this scheme. But a guy that's been incredibly good for our team. And then Isaiah Esdale, like, when you need a big catch, when you need a big play, like, he's coming through. And that's been great to see. It was also great seeing him work as a punt returner yesterday, and just how effortlessly, and again, I forget that this dude's done it in the Big 12, so it shouldn't be a big deal, but, like, he's just out there and the ball's coming down. The last thing he's kind of just like, and he makes things look easy, including those big time catches and big time situations. So really glad we have both those guys here and glad they're Owls.
And now that you have a fight, that makes it you should have.
Yeah. I think when this team is at its best, we're a pretty fun team to be around. And I think we're probably pretty hard to prepare for. So that's what I hope. I hope they're seeing a physical football team on the other sideline and they're like, oh, having some of the feelings that we are, where, hey, that's a really good football team we're going to play this week. What are we going to do? And you better love your schemes. You better create the best matchups you can, because it's going to be a physical, violent game on both sides. And maybe what's different than in the past is I think we can show that we have explosiveness on our offense as well. All right. Thank you all. Have a great week.
A little reflection on how this game is done based on what your expectations were and how it's playing out.
How y'all doing today? It's been a great season so far, coming in as a transfer, never know what to expect, but, the guys have accepted me, really helped me grow and learn the scheme good. And so, we're competing to, complete our goals and do what we came out to do and what we worked for in the summer. Any questions?
Coach mentioned rise to the place that you could help. You could help this team, and this team could help you. How's this team gonna help?
Coming back home from Missouri City, I live 25 minutes down the road, so my family gets to come to the games, get to see old friends. Obviously, I've known Chike and KK for a good amount of time, so I get to come back and be in a familiar place.
When it comes to on the field, past couple games, offenses on the other side of the points.
Sure.
And we're kind of backing down a little bit against UTEP. We kind of feel like they'll start to figure things out, turn in the right direction.
Yes, so every week, we come in, it's about us. It's about, doing what we got to do to be great. We practice hard every week. So, just coming out, executing the scheme and doing what we got to do, executing, making the plays that come to us, communicating. I think once we do that, focus on us, you'll see better performances from our defense.
Can you talk about the film?
Oh, that's one thing I'm definitely not used to. You got the ones, the twos. We rotate a lot of guys. We got Kenna, the DB, KK. Everybody can come in, and the level of play doesn't drop. We can all play. We can all make plays. We all come in there and execute. So it's nice to have. It's nice to know that when you come off on the sideline, you can watch your guys ball out and play just as efficient as you were. They're very explosive in the pass game, like the QB run. We're going to have to come out physical, take care of the run on first and second down, make sure that when we're rushing as well, that we keep the QB in there because he's very capable of running and getting those yards. So I think if we take care of things on first and second down, and then we can pin our ears back and rush, it'll be a good game for us.
What's your thought?
Yeah, just taking it week by week. It's about us. They're all great teams, and they're all teams that we're capable of beating. So just taking it week by week, executing the game plan. And I think, a lot of people will be surprised what we can do. We're a resilient team, man. We can play through anything. We practice hard, and so the things that we go through in practice, the things we went through in the summer, it's all it all comes to play now. When you got a tough game and it's a tight game and it's close, and you got to look to the guy next to you to make a play. And I think we're capable of doing that. So, and obviously you saw on Thursday, players gonna make plays. That's what we do.
Do you feel it in the fourth quarter? Previous stops probably don't get off the field much at all. Do you feel a difference when it's the fourth quarter and you had to play 40 snaps as opposed to 75?
I mean, obviously, you know, when you look at the clock, you look at the situation in the game, you obviously feel that, but it's just another play. It's another play you got to execute. It's another play you got to do your job on. So try to treat it like every play the same.
Where is Coach John?
He's a character. He's a character, man. He's energetic. He brings a fire, and he's definitely different than any other coach I've had. You know, he's got a different lingo, talk is different, but you know, he loves us. He's energetic. He brings a different type of passion and makes us play well. It makes us play as like who we are, not trying to be someone else. We play as we are.
He says, you guys are going to see the play better. What does he say?
G version. I don't know. It's not too many G versions of saying it, but basically, stop playing around and do what you got to do. Do what you got to do, what you know you can do. So that's the G version of saying it.
Anybody else? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Back last week, I think, just talk a little bit about the mindset of the Chiefs. In the last minute of the game like that, you want to come out and play. How do you guys approach that end of the game?
I just think that for the end of the game, it was just, you know, we're the playmakers of the team. Me, Raj, Luke, Kobe, Cam, Juma. Like, we were all just dead set on, we're not losing this game. It's an important game. UTEP can't hold us, can't stick with us. So we just came out. We just want to make the best plays that we could and just be locked in and ready for anything. You know, like Rise with the game-winning catch, game-winning touchdown catch. That was amazing. The third down catch I had. Nobody really talks about the catch that Kobe had because the penalties that happened. But even that, like, that was clutch. Like, I think everybody's just always locked in and ready to make a play at any time, like all across the board.
Talk about being locked. Everybody has their own different receiving for it. Feels like when you get the ball, it's on a key third down or a long down the field. It feels like every catch you have is a high intensity moment. That sort of thing that makes you thrive, that makes this game fun.
I mean, I think that's fun. Just being in a, like, clutch situation. Like, everybody wants to make that play, you know what I mean? I just, I think TJ just trusts me to make that third down play. Coach Bloom, Tui, Kershaw, like, they trust me to make that play. So whatever chance I get, if it's third down, first down, second down, I'm going to make the play. Like,
So, I'm so this, you know, experience up with that.
yeah.
More experience than most guys on the field, especially when you more coach on the field.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, Raz has some experience too. Luke played quarterback, so he feels like he's the coach. You know what I mean? But nah, I think they all have good knowledge. Like Luke and Raz are they're smart. They're smart on the field, and they usually know what they're doing. Actually, they always know what they're doing. But we just all, I don't know, we all come together, and when things are, somebody might slip up or something, we're right there to have each other's back, and we just take care of each other all the time. I don't really think that necessarily I'm the coach. I'm definitely the oldest, but I wouldn't say I'm the coach. I think we all together coach each other.
So can you honestly say that careful, I'm talking, okay, so can you honestly say that you guys do not ever get into a spat about what you should be doing in regards to route running and this kind of thing, especially when you go,
Nah, not really. I mean, we don't really want to do that. And I think that messes you up more than anything.
No, not in a negative. You know, what I mean, that's understanding what that guy is doing.
I mean, we'll definitely tell each other. Like I mean, Rise, like that last catch, like I told him, I was like, yo, like he's coming to you, like that corner can't hold you, blah, blah, blah. Like you got this, like, and what'd he do? Exactly what I said. So yeah.
So you call
Oh yeah, I called it. I called it for sure.
it.
I was like,
It's your touchdown.
never, man. I'm always ready for it. I'm always ready for it. But I mean, hopefully this game, multiple, hopefully, but nah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm always ready to make a play whenever. If a touchdown's that play, then the touchdown's that play. Big third down is a big third down, you know.
Pretty good catches. Not the number one receiver, but you're somebody that can rely on. You like that position, like Robert, you're there, and other teams, they can kind of overlook it. But you're like, hey, I want to get that's right there. There's a good question.
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it. I mean, like I said, like I'm always like that situation. I thrive in that situation. Like it's like when like all the pressure, like when you're up against the corner, like, and you know, like we need somebody to make that play. Like that's my favorite situation because that's when you shine. That's when everybody sees it, you know. And I like being in that position. Like I think that's like a fun position to be in.
What's more fun for you to plan to play in the 17, 14 game where it's like anybody will make one play, like that's the difference, or to get in those shootouts where it's 37-30, it's like every time down the field.
I mean, my favorite game is how we played against McNeese. That's my favorite game. But I think that the shootout's fun. The shootout's definitely fun because everybody's making plays. Everybody's celebrating. Mudita, like it's all around. It's all around everybody, you know what I mean? So that's fun. The low scoring, like close games aren't that fun. Cause it's just like you never know what's gonna happen. Cause it's like it's low scoring. So like nobody's really scoring. You never know who's gonna make the play. Like it's just like, I don't know. Like you don't know what's going on. But the best games are when we win by a lot. That's the best game.
Talk about that. You've not seen it.
Yeah. I mean, I love it. That's fun too. I mean, I did it at West Virginia. I think I had the most return yards since I don't know how long. I mean, Tavon Austin was back there, Stedman Bailey, yeah. So I wasn't very close to them, but I did my thing back there. It's definitely a fun position to play. And I'm definitely excited to do it this week.
So have you been holding back on that?
It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. I always stay ready for any opportunity. That's my mindset. And, you know, I got this opportunity this week, so handle business. No. I'm not that old. That's old, man. I'm not that old, nah. But everybody grew up watching Tavon Austin, like my age. Like he was like the greatest, you know what I mean? And he might be the best college football player ever. Him or Reggie Bush. I think. Who do you think?
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Let's see.